Dear students of academics and competitive exams of English, this is M. Rahman and you are attending oracy classes of English language today. Students, in this lecture 1, part 1 English version lecture, our topic is compound sentence. Compound sentence, and we will study coordinate clause. Students, you are understanding, you are taking everything related to grammar with us, and students, to get yourself updated with such classes, please subscribe our channel Oracy Classes of English Language. Please share, like and comment. Students, now let's begin with compound sentence, coordinate clause. Let's understand first, before we study the conjunctions related to this clause, what is compound sentence. Students, compound sentence is a sentence which contains two or more coordinate clauses. Such a sentence is called a compound sentence. Now let's understand what is a coordinate clause. Coordinate clause, when a sentence contains at least two clauses and each clause has independent meaning and each can stand alone, is called coordinate clause. Students, as the name coordinate indicates that it supports means, suppose you are on some rank and some other buddy who is on the same rank comes to you, he supports. And what is subordinate? Subordinate is a person that is not on your rank, he is lower than your rank and you will have to supervise him. As the illustration of this clause says, each can stand alone, means you have two parts and both the parts are independent, they don't depend on each other. Okay, if they are more than two, they don't depend one another. Now with analysis you try to come to know. He wanted to buy a new coat but he had no money, but shows that it is coordinate clause, had no money, and this sentence is compound sentence. Now we'll try to understand why is this compound sentence. Now analyze it. He wanted to buy a new coat. To analyze it, I broke the two clauses into two different simple sentences. He wanted to buy a new coat, full stop, he had no money. He wanted to buy a new coat has independent meaning, students, and he had no money has independent sense. Now how can I say that they have independent sense? Let's understand. They have independent sense because he wanted to buy a new coat. He wanted to buy a new coat. When you come to know he wanted to buy a new coat, you have no thinking in your mind related to it. You have no curiosity to know about it. And let's take second part. He had no money. He had no money. It's okay. He had no money. We have nothing to relate or to do with this sentence. Okay, he had no money. That's okay. He had no money. We don't have any curiosity. Okay. Now let's understand which part is independent. Which part is dependent. Let's study this sentence. I told him that he could come. In this sentence, that is used here, and that makes it noun clause, means complex sentence, and complex sentence means a sentence that is based on at least two clauses. One is principal clause and the other is subordinate clause. That makes it subordinate clause. Now we'll understand why is this subordinate clause. Why subordinate clause? I told him. Okay, I told him. When I add that, I told him that, then the listener becomes curious. Yes, what did you tell? Then you will illustrate he could come. It means he could come depends on told, and we can prove it in some other way also. Why? How? That we can prove the tense of he can come is changed according to told, and I told him is a principal clause, and according to principal clause subordinate clause changes. That's why he could come depends on I told him. That's why it is subordinate clause, and being it subordinate clause, it becomes complex sentence. And when I said I told him, you know the curiosity, what about his coming? Now his coming is dependent on told. That's why it is coordinate clause. It is subordinate clause, and I told him principal clause, and the combination of principal clause and subordinate clause is complex sentence. Now let's see this example. I told him and he listened to me. Now I broke this sentence into two simple sentences. I told him full stop, he listened to me. I told him, if I say without that, then okay, I told him there is no question to know some more about it, and he listened to me. Okay, he listened to me. Both have independent sense. They don't depend on each other. In this way, this part is also called coordinate clause, because it is coordinating to I told him, and this clause is also coordinate clause. In this way, by adding this with and, we can say it is coordinate clause. Coordinate clause is combination of coordinate clause, means compound sentence. That's why it is compound sentence. Students, one more thing I am trying to tell you here, and the thing is, we can write a compound sentence without using conjunctions. It may be new for you, but it's not new. Now let's take it. How is it? His thoughts were good, his life serene. You can also write this: his thoughts were good and his life was serene. Students, I omit and here marked semicolon, and I omitted he and was. Students, compound sentence are also compound sentence has one more feature, that is, we can write in short in compound sentence, but in complex sentence we don't. As I have written, I told him that he could come, or you can say he didn't come here because he was sad. Then I wrote everything, he didn't come because he was sad. I didn't omit anything. But in compound sentence, I can omit words. And which words did I omit here? His thoughts were good. I omitted his life was is omitted. Serene. His thoughts were good, his life was serene, and I omitted and. We have omitted two words, and was. That's why it is compound sentence, and in place of and I used semicolon, and I omitted was, and final sentence is his thoughts were good and his life serene. Now we can also say with subject, God made the country, semicolon, man made the town. Student, this is a compound sentence. And now let's see how many types are there related to compound sentence. Students, there are 4 types of compound sentence: cumulative conjunctions, alternative conjunctions, adversative conjunctions, and elative conjunctions. In cumulative conjunctions, students, we try to add. Alternative conjunctions, when we use, student, there is some option. Adversative, when there is some contrast. Elative conjunctions are used when there is some result. Now students, you keep on watching ORAC classes of English language, and we will study all these 4 parts of conjunctions in our next part of this lecture. I mean lecture 1 part 2, English and Hindi, in both the lectures, English and Hindi. Now I am very thankful that you understood this lecture very well. If you understood very well, students, then please subscribe our channel ORAC classes of English language and keep watching. Thanks.